Yo, what is going on, fellas? What is up? Oh, you know what? I was kind of thinking about it. I think that stream starting screen was too short.
Let's go.
I think I should do it at least 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go back to the stream starting screen and leave it up for like 5 minutes and then come back. Just kidding. Let's get to slaying, fellas. Who likes a really long stream startup, right? It's crazy. Sometimes I'll see streams that I'll watch, and nothing wrong with them. People got to get things set up, get things going, but the stream startup screen is like 20 minutes and stuff. Some people do 5 minutes. Just get the buttons clicked and let's get to slaying. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. But first shout out of the day, Wicked Ball coming in with 13 months of tier 1 sub. Ooh, over on Twitch. Thank you so much, Wicked Ball. My main man there over on Twitch. Appreciate you. Let's going is what we need to do. Leave it up for 5 minutes, but leave the printer going. Well, that would, yeah. I'd probably get a ton of super chats during the startup and probably something like that. Everybody loves the printer, right, G-Sex? Just kidding. Oh, whoa. Take a look cat. Take a look cat, I think, but 30 months of Slayership. Okay, now, what did your name used to be? Because there's no Take a Look Cat. How? I feel like that's somebody who changed their name. Could be wrong. Maybe my memory's slipping in my old age here. But thank you so much. Either way, if I'm getting old and senile and my brain's slipping, or if you change your name, either way, thank you so much for the huge, massive 30 months of Slayership on YouTube. Appreciate you. Saffron says 30-minute startup screen minimum. That's what we want. Okay, well, next stream, okay? Oh, 220s, come on! Gosh. When I find 220s, I'm probably going to dislocate my C3, between my C3 and C4 vertebrae. I'm probably just going to lose my mind. Break my neck, probably. Ah, Troy, gotcha. Oop, that's not the right place. I was gonna say, there's no way someone was member for 30 months and I didn't remember their name. Jeez, I would be like, I don't know. I just... I don't even know. I'd have to like just quit streaming if that was the case. Michael Chain, are you saying that's like what my brain power would be? I'm guessing that's some super old slow processor or something. i386. I didn't give everyone the shout out as we get in here this morning, so let's jump into that first off, because all you legends that hop in here right when the place goes live, because you got the notifications rocking, gotta shout you out. Saffron, G-Stacks Trash, Michael Galladay, Milspec Mom, what's going on? Troy, aka Tekalu Cat. I'll have to work on that. I'll get it stuck up in here. Maybe we'll just go with Tay. Tay sounds like a good one. Family Jewels, Ribeye, Joseph, what's going on? Marco, welcome in everybody. Timeless Smalps, Tommaso, what's going on? Peeps there over on Twitch, of course, and I shouted out Wicked Ball already. Thank you guys so much. If I did not catch your shout out there at the beginning, do forgive me. Kyle says key farms this morning. Yeah, pretty much what I'm doing, but why not mix in a little bit of a funsy experiment as well, huh? 700 magic find going after players 3 Countess. Really on the Countess I should just run. Well, it does up the key drop rate slightly here, so maybe we'll keep it. Oops. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's frozen. Yeah, we can item find the champ that's sitting there anyways. Ral, Rune, Cornet. No good. Oh, Schlanker coming in with a Twitch Prime sub there on Twitch. Schlanker Bangle. Appreciate you. The good thing about that is, I don't know if you guys know this, probably one of my favorite things is when someone gives me Jeff Bezos' money. So that absolutely free to give Twitch Prime sub. I appreciate you. Schlanker. Milspec saying, I'll leave you on for the metrics, for the algo. Peace out. All right, peace out. Oh, Teeps, appreciate you gifting a tier 1 sub. Henko Bar ended up getting the lucky one there. It was a kind of a random to the community. Appreciate you, Teeps. Very generous of you. Oh my gosh, guys, going crazy on a Wednesday. Everyone's excited to
the beard progression in the last video.
Everyone excited about the hump day. All right. Means slim guy. Okay, gotcha. Appreciate you.
HXX donated $5 Canadian through Super Chat. $1 US. Update please. On the coffee cup.
Coffee cup update. Haven't done anything yet. We got my daughter's Halloween, what do you even call it? Where the kids all sing and they're in costumes for school or something. Got that tonight. Not happening tonight either, so. But thank you for the $1 US, aka $5 Canadian. Trash and Saffron. Thank you so much for the not even a Slayer ship. Guys, not even a Slayer. But you know why that is. Saffron is a absolute legendary Slayer. Thank you so much. 25, that's over 2 years of being a legendary Slayer. Thank you so much. Absolute beast. Absolute beast. Beard progression is going pretty good here.
Take a look at donated $2 through Super Chat. Sent a DM on Discord explaining the name change.
Nice, right? All right, yeah, it's all good. It's all good, Tay. But appreciate you. Thank you for the $2 and the Super Chat. Yes, Slayer. Appreciate you, my dude. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'll check it out a little bit later. Beard went from medium heavy to babyface. yeah. Because I just do it like a 0 on the beard trimmer, and then I'll trim it again like 2 weeks later. So it like just grows, goes away. But yeah, and then I shave my face. As I mentioned in the other stream, most of you guys probably had heard it already, but shaved my face for a Halloween costume, and yeah, it's coming back. There's a key. Yeah. Nailed it. Going for the handlebars? I don't know on that one. Don't think so. Let's see, just started level 8. Also drop high and more harder to find items or just runes. I'm sorry, channel for fun. I can't grasp what you're trying to say there. I don't know if there was an autocorrect on a word that got me, or could have been a translation issue, because definitely people from all around the world watch. So yeah, my apologies, but I can't quite grasp what you're trying to ask there. No shave till Tyrael's. Oh my gosh, I'd look like G-Stacks when I found it. I'm not really my beard doesn't grow in. It grows kind of quick, but not super dense, we'll call it. It's not super dense, so kind of like scraggly. Looking beard. I'd be like stepping on my beard at that point. 2 years on his beard right now. That's impressive. How do I feel about Detroit style pizza? It's I think Detroit style pizza rocks, to be perfectly honest. The thing with me is I think pizza is like pretty good, but I don't think there can be bad pizza, but I don't have one pizza and I'm like, whoa, this pizza is so much better than all the rest. To me, it's more like this pizza is good or this pizza is bad. So I think Detroit style pizza is on the this pizza's pretty good side. So deep dish pizza. I've only had deep dish a couple of times because it's like, you know, deep dish pizza casserole. It's so expensive. And I mean, it is hefty and all the stuff that's in it, right? But the few times I've had it, I have not been a big fan, and very well could be that it wasn't cooked good or whatever. Pretty much every time I've had deep dish pizza, it's been like not cooked all the way in the middle. Like there's literally like raw dough in places on it. So one time was at the original Uno's in Chicago. There's a place in Detroit called Pizzapopolis. One time I went to where I got that at, and yeah. I'm trying to think. There was probably a few other times I had it somewhere else, but every time it's been raw in the middle. So let's see. Channel, you saying you found a Viper Magi? Level 8 difficulty dropped on level 1 difficulty. Sounds like you found a Viper Magi, I believe you're saying. Congrats on that one. And if you found it right off the bat, it sounds like. So I just have to say congrats on that one. Oh, players count difficulty. Oh, players difficulty. I don't know why that wasn't registering. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Something there. Something there wasn't like meshing up in my head there. But okay, let me read this again now that I figured out what you're talking about here. So you found it on players 1 when you couldn't find it on players 8 is what you're kind of saying there, I think. Yeah, definitely can happen. So turning the players count up to get a lower no drop chance, not guaranteed either way. But yeah, congrats on that. Back to work. Tay, peace out, man. Hopefully you have a good day at work anyways. K-Dog, welcome in. Wood fire stone oven is the way. The only thing with those they are good, but they're too, like, I have to order like an extra large stone fired pizza like for myself. Super thin crust pizza, which a lot of times that stuff is because they cook it really fast and really hot, and if it's thick it like won't cook at all, like it'll be raw. I might as well get an extra large for myself at that point. Yeah, so John Stewart rant about deep dish, somebody said. I didn't see that, but I've kind of, I mean, it is a thing that people are sort of popular to rant about as far as pizza goes. I mean, it's an all right idea. I don't, like I said, I could have just had bad experiences, I guess, or whatever, but yeah, just a few times I ever did, always raw in the middle. It's too thick. And you can't like pick it up and eat it like a pizza, right? You gotta have a fork and a knife. So how's the map already unlocked? Asks KH. So this is offline single player. This is not on ladder. This is not on non-ladder. This is offline. So the map stays the same until you change players' difficulties. That's just how Diablo 2 has been since the beginning of time. So go this way. Boy, this is, I don't exactly run the Countess on a barbarian very often, so I'm not really feel like resetting the map to get a better map here or whatever, but this is a rough map. Rough map. Did you beat the 107 yet? No. When I was, to be honest, I didn't even finish Nightmare because in the Chaos Sanctuary, I was like leveling to get high enough level to go do the Chaos Sanctuary, and I can do all right, but then I kept like getting caught here and there because of like the Iron Maiden and just like all the different things, you know. And then there's this whole like undying glitch to where if you die, you can't even come back and like get your body, because it's hard to explain. I put it in the video that my highlight video. So yeah, you pretty much have to play it like hardcore, and it's super not fun to play that way. So if something's not fun to play, I just don't do it usually. Matt said a unique mage plate, huh? It's a unique mage plate. K-Hagens? That's what it is. Is it better to get uniques for a high players count? Or I'm assuming you mean higher magic find? Boy, a lot of factors that can go into that. So I would usually focus on the first 100 magic find and then higher players count if you can get the kill speed up, is generally what I would do. Trash says, I would have already found Tyrell's Might if I would have had the Sweet Phil coffee mug I was drinking out of. You don't say. You don't say. Maybe. Could be. Allegedly. No way to prove that one, huh? Cryptic Axe, decent base for Rune Word. So Cryptic Axe, yeah, if you're making Insight, Infinity, any of those things, Cryptic Axe is pretty good. It's up there on like best choices. I don't think it's like literally considered the absolute best in slot choice, but it is pretty good. Insight, I would not even bat an eyelash. Oh, I would absolutely make a Insight in a Cryptic Axe for sure. Lemrune. I don't know if you guys know this. The most beautiful rune in the entire game. Look at this line. Look at the squiggles. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. Oh man, probably my favorite thing to do. Act unnecessarily hype about Lemrunes. It's like my favorite thing. Mech. PD2 ladder reset. No, I very much dislike PD2. Not my thing at all. Mary says, oh goodness. Iron Maiden cast Sanctuary. My hands are shaking as we speak. Yeah, it's tough. Especially you get the way that Whirlwind appears to work in old school Diablo 2 as well. Short whirlwinds like don't work very well. Like you have to do like super long whirlwinds, from my experience anyways. But then also when you do super long whirlwinds, you get like stuck in the animation and then you like die. So that's what kept happening. I think that's why I thought the whirlwind was like, well, it is glitched, but why I thought it was so glitched early on is because I was playing whirlwind the way that everybody plays whirlwind nowadays. But like the little short, you know, whirlwinds, it like doesn't give it enough time to hit or something. I'm not even sure on the old D2, but yeah. Rough. Lem tattoo. Oh no. I'm assuming this is meant for somebody else. You need a Sunder, bro. Oh. Yeah, we'll catch up on some of these. Did you ever play the BT Diablo? I did not. I'm not big on mods at all. I'm anti-change guy. Anti-change guy. K-Dog's waiting for me to get Tyrios. Waiting for the day. Yeah, I'm waiting for that day too. Learning single player. How do I kill magic immunes with a Hammerden? Oh, that's where the Sunder Charm comment meant to go to. Generally I would just say don't. Of course you're going to be talking about the wave 2 probably, I'm assuming, of Bale, and that would be a good mercenary and whatever amount of damage you have on Holy Bolt, essentially. The good mercenary is generally what I do. Just make sure keep the resurrection guys. Or wait, which ones are immune to the magic on Hammerdens? Is it the rattlers or the casters or whatever they are, or is it the skeletons in that wave? I kind of forget now. Well, whichever ones you can kill with the hammers, take all those out as fast as you can. Keep them gone so your mercenary doesn't pay attention to them, so they concentrate on killing the ones you want them to. Waiting on the loot filter, says Michael. See, that's the thing. Quality of life stuff is the only changes I'd be on board for, right? So doesn't even change his underwear. Well, I never wear dirty underwear, that's for sure. You know how you just never wear dirty underwear? You just don't wear any. And it never is dirty. Science. That reminds me of that one meme with the, it's like, and everything is always spelled wrong. It's like the chart going up, and it's like, stonks. Like that, saying something like that reminds me of that meme. But, no. Optimus said it working today. Chat's working today. Good. Oh, yeah. You said it wasn't working the other day. There must have just been some weird YouTube glitch or something, yeah. Korun, oh! In other circumstances, unfortunately, you guys seen my cube up video. I do not need any of those. Mary? No. Skellies are immune to cold. The res guys are immune to magic. Okay, that's what I thought, but then I don't play Hammerdin enough, and when I do, I don't do bail runs, so I couldn't remember. I mean, I've done bail runs with a Hammerdin before, but it's been a long time, and usually I just don't use builds in areas where they have a chance of struggling or where it wouldn't be the most efficient, so that would be one of them. Highest rune the Countess can drop. Rune drop table, which is the only one I would recommend anyone really pay attention to most of the time, is Istrune. Technically, she could drop up to low if you're like a super lucky bastard, but I want to do Ubers, but my smite damage is 1300. Got 75 res. Smite, yeah, I never even look at the smite damage, to be perfectly honest. It's more about the crushing blow, how much crushing blow you have than anything. Crushing blow, life tap, and then specifically for having capped reses, you'll be good against pretty much everybody. Capped reses and a lot of full rejuves with life tap. You'll be good against everybody except for Mephisto. Mephisto and all of his ads, if you don't have like lightning absorb, you'll just get one hit over and over again. So just look into a whole little guide on it. I did one not even that long ago that was mega budget smiter where I used a 4-socketed shield with diamonds in it. I used just gear I bought from vendors, like gloves with like lightning res on it and stuff like that, but I used a few of the key pieces, the T-gods, the stuff like, I don't remember exactly everything, but life tap wand, stuff like that. So you can check out that video, or I'm not the first. I didn't invent the build. There's gonna be other build guides out there too, I'm sure, on what to do, and pretty much any smiter with like 5 key pieces of gear can take out the Ubers. So the better the gear, the easier it'll be for you. Only 42 likes. Hey, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button for me, huh? Oh boy, what's going on over here? Figured I could chop these guys out and we'll hit them with that item finder. Why not? Since they were right here. Why not play online and invite 8 other players? 'Cause I don't want to.
Phil A donated $2 through Super Chat. Is Exile okay in non-Ed Shield with high res?
Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Phil. Stealing my name, I see, huh? But is it okay? It's okay. Exile is like expensive, but like those ethereal bases are tough to get. I would say if you are able to trade online, I would personally try to get the value in order to trade for it. But if you're on offline single player, I could completely understand why you would want to do that. I've been borderline thinking of doing that, but the only thing is I don't smite a lot with a paladin, or I don't like use, so I haven't made one yet, but I've been tempted to make one in a non-ethereal. So if that's about the best I can give you, is that I've never done it before, but I've been tempted recently, right now, because I have not got a good ethereal exile base yet in 3 years of playing offline single player. So I guess that's my advice, but I wouldn't take it as like Phil said this absolutely and he knows what he's talking about. But if you're online, I would say it's expensive enough to trade for the correct base, to save up and trade for the correct base. But if you're offline single player where you have to get lucky and find it, exactly that one specific item to roll one specific way, I may go ahead and just make it in a non-ethereal base. Yeah, K-Dog says thinks the low rune, talking about the Countess we were saying earlier, thinks the low rune is possible. It is possible, yeah. But I've never found one in what would be probably at minimum 10,000 Countess runs I've done in my life. Minimum. It's probably more like 20,000. I've never gotten a low rune before. And I've probably gotten like, I don't know, maybe a dozen Ist runes. Not even a crazy amount of Ist runes either. That number is kind of a guess, but, well, it's all kind of, I'm guessing on all of it, but yeah. Sunday, welcome in, yo. What am I going for as Halloween? It's just kind of a made-up costume. It's not like, I'm not going as this person from this movie, or I'm not going as, you know, this particular individual character, you know, from anything. I just got like an evil, like, occultist robe, and then I like painted my face all white, but then like black around my eyes, and it just kind of looks creepy or whatever, you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm glad. I wasn't sure how the paint would feel. I've never really done a full face paint thing before. So it was fine though, and the paint washed off pretty good, and it wasn't like wiping off on your hands and stuff. So yeah, it worked out. Red shirt guy from BlizzCon. Yeah, that's I mean, that would be a solid Halloween costume. It would depend on the crew, you know, if you knew who you were going to go hang out with that was gamer people, I guess. You know, that would be like an on-stream for Halloween type of costume, right? I'll have to look it up. Didn't he have like a over-the-shoulder fanny pack, and he was wearing glasses? I could totally do that.
All right. Phil A donated $2 through Super Chat. Single. Ya haven't found GG as an LT1 equals annoying.
Thank you for the $2 Super Chat, Phil. So you're looking for a GG ethereal wand, huh? LT wand. Don't know what the LT part stands for. I don't ever hunt for wands though. Like, it must be for white, I'm assuming. But yeah, either way, thank you so much for the super chat. Ooh, okay, losing all my energy here. Phil A, what runes you looking for? Really, Kaz, I'm looking for, I want the keys, to be perfectly honest. But also, I got over 700 magic find. That is what it is, right? Yeah, 716 magic find versus the Countess. Imagine I could get lucky on the Countess as well, right? Maybe. Not really known for magic finding, but it's sort of just kind of a gimmick for doing the runs to get the keys, to be honest. But what if I did find something cool? Titch Tree, yo! Welcome in, welcome in. Broly said, always like farming the Countess. Yeah, Countess is one of my go-tos. It's like the most consistent. Uh-oh, hold on. Excuse me. That sprung up out of nowhere. But anyways, it's like a so mega consistent way of getting value. Like, if you farm the Countess for like 5 hours, there's like a 0% chance you aren't going to get a bunch of runes you can do something with. Whether it's trading the spirit sets, you can get some of the keys and trade them, whether, you know, so yeah. Life tap one. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. LT wand. Now it checks out. Appreciate you, Matt. Try said watching Brunsky was doing a druid build that was spamming meteors, huh? Interesting. Yeah, he's doing that. Is it reimagined or remodded, or I forget? There's so many mods out now. Billion different mods out nowadays, but yeah, I've watched a little bit on these mods, but they all look like exactly what I don't like about mods. So more power to them, though. More power, you know, everybody who plays whatever they are enjoying. Love to hear it. That's what I top thing to me is people are playing some games that are making them happy and bringing them joy, because I am all bubbly and sparkly joyness. I worded it that way on purpose because my wife is sitting here staring at me. Right. If it doesn't spark joy, let it go. Matt says doesn't enjoy the mods, loves the old school. You like the old school beauty of regular D2, huh? The old school, okay. Picking up, slowing it down. That's cool, that's cool. First ever Jai yesterday. Nice. Flat Productions. Love to hear it. Yeah, pretty much not every ladder, but a lot of ladders that I'll start off farming the Countess. I quite often find like a Vex or a Sur rune or something on the way down from some of the packs. Either the ghost packs, or usually it's not even from the ghosts. Usually it's from the goat dudes or these Rakanishu Devilkins, I guess they are in this area. Hell rune. So you get the Hell runes early on. People need those Hell runes to spam up their spirit shield. So yeah. Where's the best chance to get Malin Ist? Definitely Hell Countess for sure. For sure. It's like the most guaranteedest way of being able to do that. Change my name to Hater Phil for a month. How many gifted subs? I don't know. 1,000? Don't really do that though. I'd feel that don't gift 1,000 subs. That would be ridiculous. I should have just thought anything. Definitely do not do that. Highly recommend not to do that. Is a hot dog a sandwich or a taco? I mean, a hot dog is a sandwich? According to science. Interesting. Max stamina. Ooh, yeah. See, Treshus, think you would try it if the rune words and items weren't multiple colors. I would be more likely to try mods if they didn't change all the time. Like if they change stuff and then maybe like 6 months later, you know, or even like if they changed stuff and then people started playing it and then things were broken, and at some point it's like as soon as they could do it, they changed the broken stuff to not make it so overpowered. And also if they didn't, every mod always boosts the drop rates on everything. Like they always like double it, and I don't like that either. So that's kind of my opinion. That's like my preference on those mods if it was like that. So what can I do with a F superior Stygian pike with 4 open sockets? I don't know, I guess you could make what, infinity in that, but I've heard some people say they like making infinities in those. People argue it's too slow. People say they'd like, you know, so I guess you could do that, but I mean, I probably wouldn't, but technically you can. As for other 4 open socket stuff, I don't know. I can't think of anything offhand. Anything else, personally? Can you make Mosaic offline? Yes, you can. Best way to get Enigma? Well, online's going to be trading. For sure. Another coat, man. Coat runes popping off. Too bad I don't need them. Like, I can't possibly cube up all the coat runes. Oh, shoot, I forgot. This is the perfect time to do this, too. Where'd it go? Oh, I forgot I had a list of, like the low level runes that I need to start keeping. Lum is one of them, too. I need Ios, Tal, Am, Lum, Soul, Ort that I, to keep up on my mule. So I always keep some extras laying around. Dang. Oh well, we'll get some though. Said you'll just sell it. Yeah, if it was like, I don't know. I don't even know if that's something that people would trade for online, to be honest. Offline single player, I would just, yeah, toss it on the ground probably. But online, I may look up on Tradery and see if anyone's trading it or something, but I would say probably not, but I'm not sure. I'm not great on trade value, so. Why do we call beef sandwiches hamburgers? Yeah, shouldn't they be called beef burgers? If it was a hamburger, then wouldn't that be pork? Like, I don't even get it. See, now I don't know who's joking here. I don't even know. Am I interested in the upcoming Diablo board game? Never heard of that before. Never heard of that one. You'll put these here. We got our Am. Let me get my pen out. I don't want to grab any more than I have to. What she said. They all want ethereal giant threshers. Interesting. Giant threshers, huh? I feel like I don't usually use giant thresher, but realistically, I don't usually care too much about the base. I did the one on offline single player Infinity for a man catcher just because they had just changed it and people were saying that they liked that because it was so fast and this and that of attack speed, and I was like, sure, why not? Made one with a regular thresher before. I would venture to say that in my opinion, if I went on a person's character and swapped off their thresher for a CV even and threw it on their character, they would never notice until somebody told them. If you're worrying about your mercenary killing stuff for like at all, really, your efficiency must just be absolutely terrible to where you probably can't afford a thresher anyway, or afford an Infinity anyways. But people have argued me on that one too, so I almost want to do that sometime. See if I can somehow hack into someone's account and swap out their thresher Infinity for like a giant thresher Infinity and see if they're like, oh my gosh, this looks so weird. What is going on here? Oh my god, someone changed it. This is crazy. You know, they would never notice. Talrune. Wait, I just grabbed an Ort, right? Ort and Tal? Look at, we're knocking these off in no time. Saffron said he likes the giant thresher because he hears that big poles are better than the small ones. I mean, that's just science, right? Juha said it's under development right now. Board game, you say, huh? What do we say here? It'll come out in a few years. First Diablo RPG. Huh. Let's see. Jordan, for keys, P8 is best, right? It is the highest percentage for keys to drop, yes. Per kill. I usually don't ever do the Countess on players 8, but higher players count on the Countess actually gives you less runes than players 1. So actually right here I'm doing players 3. So the thing is too is that like players 1 to players 3 goes from, I don't remember the numbers exactly, so don't like crucify me here, but it goes from like 1 in 14 kills to get a key to like 1 in 10 kills to get a key from players 1 to players 3. From players 3 to players 7 goes from like 10 to like 8.5 kills on average. So you see that, but the life difference from players 1 to players 3, the monster's life doubles. But like from players 3 to players 7, it'd be 50-50. You know, it's like a lot more life. You know what I'm saying? And you get less runes technically. Players 3 here, I'm probably even getting less runes than on players 1 would get, because it's just a weird thing with how they added in the rune drop table later on for the Countess, but they didn't have it like set up right or something like that. Pretty much what happens is when the Countess drops a full allotment of items, one of the item drops actually overrides one of the possible rune drops. So see, like right here, 1 2 3 4 5. Well, I guess this wasn't enough. 6. But anyways, that's what I had heard. So usually with the exception of right here, I'm specifically only trying to get keys. If you actually want to get the most value from the Countess, I would actually run the Countess usually on players 1 to try to get more ist runes and stuff like that, and and you know, things like that. But also, especially online, you can get all the tells and thulls and stuff to make your spirit rune sets faster, more hell runes, all that stuff. So yeah. Bobcat, welcome in, yo. Long time no see, Mr. Olson. Welcome in. Cobgo, welcome in. Thank you so much. He says, love the stream, like the vid. Yeah, make sure you guys hit the like button for me. Thomas, Marty, what's going on? Welcome in. I don't know, Marty, I don't remember if you were in here already, but either way, if I didn't shout you out, what's going on? What's going on, Thomas? Shout you out there. Let's see. Crypto Delights has found a JMod. Shame you'll never use it. So it must be offline single player, huh? Because if you found a JMod online, it's worth like many high runes. So many high runes. Trade that thing away. Franklin, when's your wife gonna come home? I don't know, bro. I don't know what you're insinuating there. She ain't here, dude. Still stuck at the council on the hardcore assassin, says Thomas. Gotcha. Hardcore assassin. Best of luck with that. Sounds tragically depressing, but I'm not a hardcore fan. I don't like that kind of thrill. I've been ignoring you. Oh, sorry. A lot of comments flying in today. I do appreciate y'all. I do want to just preface, I'm doing my best to read. We got 200. What is even going on today? We got 282 people on YouTube. Appreciate you, fellas. I do appreciate the enthusiasm as well. I'm trying to catch as much as I can, but you guys know how it is. Only so much brain capacity up here. Only so much. I know you're half joking, Marty. I know you're half joking. Your statement is true, but I know you're not super mad at me about it. George Well, how am I feeling today? Good, pretty good. Pretty good. 2020 Necro Torch worth. Boy, I not sure. Let's see. Not sure what those would go for nowadays. I'm assuming you're talking ladder, not non-ladder, but yeah. Thanks for checking. For if your wife is here? I think you were the one that was commenting about that. Interesting. Did I have fun on the vacation? Oh, the trip to Arizona. Yeah, that was about a month ago now. Time flies, right? But yeah, it was good. Another co-room, man. Things are popping off. The only disappointing thing is I was like sick for half of it, so that was depressing. But I ended up sleeping like 3/4 of one day. It was like, you know how you're sick and you're like powering through, and then just as you start to get better, you just like crash, and then you pass out for like almost an entire like regular day, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm better now. Yeah, I had one of those things one of the days, so I ended up just sleeping in the hotel room while everyone went to the pool and the water slides and stuff. So going to vote, practicing his patriotic duty of voting. There you go. Bobcat says any minute I'll blame chat for something. It's crazy. We're 47 minutes in the chat or into stream. I haven't blamed chat for one thing yet. Not one thing. Impressive, huh?
XX Trust HXX donated 5 Canadian dollars through Super Chat.
Thank you, Trash.
1 United States dollar and 25 cents. Canadian dollar just went up. TM would drop faster with if we had a sweet still coffee cup to drink from.
Trash is all about the Sweetfield coffee mug. One of these days, I'll get working on it. But either way, Trash, thank you so much for the $1.25 American. You slayer. Appreciate you. Viv up here a minute ago saying I need one of those crash days. Yeah, well, I didn't do it on purpose, but whatever disease I had, or whatever sickness just gets to you sometimes, you know. Soul, I need one of those. I need a soul. Rune. Hakana, what's going on? Welcome in. Terry, also welcome in. Need healing factor. Well, I did get healed up eventually, but yeah. Yeah, Broly, that's one of those conundrums, huh? Park on a driveway and drive on a parkway. Does not check out. Cup of coffee and Phil's stream. There you go. I almost went and made another cup of coffee personally for myself too. But decided not to. Marty says, never realized how much the Canadian dollar's worth less than the American. I don't think it's not really $5, it's $1 American. Maybe you just looked it up or something, but yeah, I don't know what it is now. I remember when the Canadian dollar went over the American for a little bit, and then when you'd go to Canada, they wouldn't take American money anymore. Like when you'd try to buy drinks and you didn't have any more Canadian. Or maybe it never flipped exactly, but it was like super close, maybe. But yeah. Put a 1 in chat. If you'd buy a Sweetfield coffee cup. Oh man, look at all these. I could be making a killing here. Ith, Shale, Ort. I just made some coffee mugs and sold them for $58.99 a piece. Look at these people that would buy them. Just kidding. Best spot to farm items in Nightmare, huh? I mean, I guess Nightmare Mephisto, but I generally don't, quote-unquote, farm for better items in Nightmare usually. I'll just make the basic rune words and just like, the only thing I'll do in Nightmare is if I have to like level, essentially. I'll use gear that I just buy from like vendors usually and stuff like that, but... So let's see, 1 American is 138 Canadian approximately, someone said, so that's not too bad. It's not like 2 to 1 or anything, huh? Oh, sometimes when I read too fast, my eyes gloss over stuff. So place to farm set items in Nightmare. I mean, it's probably the same answer. It's probably Nightmare Mephisto as well. But yeah, I don't know. I've never tried to farm set items at all ever in my entire life, so I don't know. Sweet Phil Tea. Want me to fire up a tea company now? Jeez. Marty says, talking about farming set items, yeah. The best place you'd need to know what set item you're talking about. Like each set item would be different, pretty much. Oh, look at these ogre axes. Come on. Oh. How about this one? Cruel ogre axe of evisceration. Do it. Oh, well. Maybe next time. One of these times I'm getting it. One time. Scott, welcome in, welcome in. We need tea, says Nick. We needs it. Optimus saying wishing Zimbabwe. I'm assuming Zimbabwe. Is that what that's supposed to say? Dollar is worth the same as American. Boy. Don't know that currency, but I assume it's, by you saying that, it's worth significantly less. You're trying to get all, like, as many / all the full sets, you just don't know what to do. Specifically sets, huh? You're trying to get. Yeah, I don't have great advice for you, I guess. So you'd have to, each thing would have like a better spot, but it's a tough question. Optimus saying you have 1 trillion Zimbabwe dollars at home currently. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Viv says, look on Silent Spin's drop odds calculator. There you go. Can't unhear ogre. Well, that's how you're... See, most people don't know this. That's actually how you're supposed to pronounce it. Everybody else, like, people have been saying ogre for so long, they think that's how you're supposed to say it, but it's really pronounced ogre. I'm joking, by the way. I already know someone... clipping it. Do the minimum. There we go. Man, I'm not finding any keys, am I? I think I found 2 keys so far. Revely saying, thanks for the budget smiter guide. Kind of long Uber run, but you got your first torch. Congrats. Glad that helped you out. Yeah, budget smiter for torches. Goated. Just goated. Better spot for Mal and Ist. I would say, depending on your build, I guess, but kind Countess is one of the best for both of those. But LK usually could get those too, but you're saying you're just getting unlucky, huh? Could happen. Yeah, those LK and Countess are the two places I'd recommend for getting those if you can do them. Eric Smith, his recommendation saying, if you want set stuff, just try to farm like uniques pretty much, and you'll also find sets the same way. So yeah, pretty much. I don't think I've ever farmed to try to get a set item. I just, yeah, kind of trying to doing my holy grail, and you just find them all, like, pretty much. Do I know of In Flames? I do. Don't listen to them a ton, but I mean, I've heard a few songs. No keys, no keys. Pickle Nick said, started a Grail, hitting LK at the moment. Vexgull Maul so far. So it's an okay start. Yeah, it kind of depends how many runs you did, but yeah, that's if that was like 1,500 runs and you just found those three, then I would be like, eh. If you found those two mids and a high in like 500 runs, then I'd be like, that's not too bad. You'd want more, obviously, of course, but just not like super bad. So. Diablo, we do not talk politics here. Doesn't happen. So if you can't watch because you're judging based upon who you think I'm gonna vote for in the United States election or something, I would just say don't watch and unsubscribe from my channel personally. We do not talk politics here. What EQ you got on this, MF Barb? What EQ? EQ. Can't come up with what the EQ stands for there. My apologies. Marty saying, if you're struggling at LK, can't find nothing, change the map seed. Yeah, it is kind of disappointing when you have a great map and you're like, I'm just finding nothing, but I've done that before, where I did 1,000 runs, didn't find no high runes, just a bunch of mids, and I was like, fine, I'll change it. Or move the items around in your stash, right? Luba saying 300 runs, only one Mao. Yeah, that 300 runs at LK is, you probably don't want to hear this, but that's really not that many. I've definitely, like I said, I did 1,000 runs before and I didn't get a single high rune. I did get like probably like 3 ists and like 3 mals and a couple gulls and like 3 but I got no high runes. I've definitely done like 300 runs and got maybe not exactly a mal, I can't remember exactly, but I've definitely done like 300 runs before and got essentially nothing rune wise from LK. So, but I've also done like 150 runs and gotten like a burr, a sur, and an ohm and stuff like that. So how do you change the map seed? So all you have to do is change difficulty. So like if you're in hell, just go to nightmare with that character and then come back to hell again, and the map will be completely eliminated. Then the map seed will be changed. So you just have to reset the map essentially. So the map seed is just a different map. Caliphin, if that's directed towards me talking about a barb torch, I'm all set. I got a barb torch here. And I'm offline single player anyways. Marty said he actually changes his map seed after 100 runs and nothing. Huh. Huh. Heaven singing, if you have Diablo 2, is it worth getting Diablo 2 Resurrected? I think so. It's tough to go play regular Diablo 2. Like, it was super fun playing the super old school one just because it's so interesting. But I've tried going back and playing my characters from my old Holy Grail, like similarly built characters to this in old D2, and it's challenging. The frame rate and stuff. Playing even the old school D2, the frame rate, getting used to the frame rate again is tough. Real tough. Since I'm playing on 144 and then going back to 24. Rough. I think it's worth it. Especially, usually you can get it on sale a few different times a year, so. Oh, I must have missed something. G-Stacks had to ban somebody? Was that guy whose name was Diablo, was he just going off on political stuff, I'm guessing? Like, hey, we don't do that here. Congrats on the ban. I'm gonna assume that it was a justified ban. My mods almost never ban anybody, so if they did, it must have been great. I almost wish I could go back and see it. I don't want to. Don't do that. But I just, maybe I'll go back and watch the stream just to see what he said. Oh, he just was saying more political stuff. All good. Brain rot was a lot. Gotcha. Let's see. I heard you calling G-Stack's name Y. I don't know how to think I call. I think I just said G-Stack's. Somebody was spamming political stuff in here, and G-Stack's banned him. I think I was just asking what happened or something. I don't remember exactly, but yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. If somebody asks a question, yeah, I'm on offline single player, so it's just standard. It's just how D2 is. If you're on single player, you just always have the same map. So until you reset it, I should say. Someone asked up a minute ago, doesn't over P1 nerf the rune drops from the Countess? Sorta, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Nerf. Yeah, you have a less opportunity technically to get runes because one of the items, the more items it drop, the less it can override one of the drops from the rune drop table. More so I want keys from this, and also this is 700 magic find against the Countess. So I'm trying to get like lucky and have something drop off here. I'm less concerned about the runes, right? The keys is like the #1 thing I want, and then I want to just see if this 700 magic find can actually help something drop off. Which is kind of unnecessary, but it's kind of just like a gimmick to have something that I'm doing while hitting the Countess, pretty much. Like something out of the ordinary interesting. Yeah, no, the MF does not affect the key drops in any way. Oh, look at what the magic find did for me, fellas. Light gauntlets, guaranteed. 220 Javas. Boom! Hey, kid, come on. How many times can I say that and it's just completely wrong? It's got to be right one of these times. Yeah, Jameis, the MF doesn't affect rune drops in any way either. It doesn't affect the keys or the runes. MF, see, the game determines whether it's going to be, I forget the names of the categories, but it determines whether it's going to be a rune. I guess in these circumstances, there's like different categories, like rune, key, one of the items, like a light gauntlet, like a serpent skin armor. It determines if it's going to be that, or I think gold, and then like potions or something like that. I don't remember exactly, but when it picks whether it's going to drop an item, then it adds in the magic find to the equation, and then it decides whether it's going to be a magic, white, set, stuff like that. So Key of Terror. I was hoping having the just players 1 to players 3, I was hoping to have a better chance of getting more keys, but I've only gotten like 3 keys in all. Well, maybe I've gotten 4 now. I got 4 keys in an hour, which I wish it was more. I thought turning up the players count would have been better than this, but so. Best torch farming build X, Seth. It's pretty undisputed, essentially, that it's the smiter. People do love other things like Fury Druid and stuff like that, but pretty much everybody, I mean, I guess you would say Mosaic, but F Mosaic, no offense. If you want to one-shot all of the bosses on Players 8 difficulty, you use Mosaic, I guess. So technically, God, I hate Mosaic. But yeah. BD Lira. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. You Slayer. One of my favorite things in the world is when someone gives me Jeff Bezos' money in the form of a Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you. Absolutely free Twitch Prime sub too. What's your stream time or day? So I generally stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Things could always change, but in general it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And it'll be from like somewhere between like 11 and 3:30 whenever I can like get on there pretty much. On Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday I try to stream Friday from like 6 until like 9 or something like that, or 5:30 to 10 or somewhere in there. Other days I might stream once in a while too, and sometimes Friday nights I have stuff to do, so I'll stream during the day, like the regular noon to 3:30ish time. Still grinding. Ooh, Electro Spot. Yeah. Mosaics for noobs, says Grindy up here. Yeah, not a big fan. For noobs. I don't know. I don't know about that, but kind of, sort of, but not sure. Wicked Plumber, my God. Oh my goodness. Coming in hot, Wicked Plumber, thank you so much for the absolute insane generosity. My God.
Let's go.
What? 20 and another 10. Yo. If you were gifted a membership, look at Grindy right there. He knows what's going on. If you get gifted a membership from Wicked Plumber just now, hit that Evil Mario emote. Evil Mario, get it? Because he's like a plumber, but he's evil, so he's like Wicked Plumber. You get it? Hit the Wicked Plumber emote right there if you got gifted a sub. They're on YouTube. Gifted a membership, I should say. A Slayership. And Wicked Plumber. Words can't even say how thankful I am for you. Thank you so much for the incredible, insane generosity. My man. S tier, says Emund X over here on Twitch. True story. 30 gifted memberships. Just insane. December 25th already. Look at all the gifts. Nice. Richard says, so he's in the mafia. I don't know about, well, he's probably not in the mafia. What am I doing here? Hold up. Oh. Got a little off track there. When's the ladder reset? I'm not sure. Not sure. I don't really follow. It'll be like, oh, ladder resets in like a week. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll play ladder reset. I know for some other people, you'd have to like, people have to take time off stuff. So I understand the concern, I guess. Look at all that. See, because this is a good instance of how an item can override the rune drop, right? Because she can only she'll drop 2 runes is kind of like the opportunity she has for, but she can only drop 6 items. So now she's dropping 5 items and it's overriding it. Not that it did for sure, but it could have overrid one of the rune drops here. Ooh, do it. No. What's your start character on reset? Oh, always do different things around. So off to Nick Felice, off to play some BF4. Don't know what that stands for, but all right, peace out. Enjoy. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ooh, very long comment. Lightning Century traps in. Doing solo offline. Jaco, SOJ, Farm and Andy. Traps have so much just strange damage. How can I improve my damage and kill speed? So on traps in, I mean, really just more plus skills is going to be the biggest thing. Plus skills, minus res in certain ways. Minus res. Let's see. The things you said, I'm kind of like doing some math in my head here. So if you can make a crescent moon sword, this used to not work, but they've fixed it in D2R. Make yourself a crescent moon and it has minus enemy lightning res, and that will be one of the largest boosts to lightning trap damage that you can get, really. Also important to note that traps are thrown down by increased attack speed, not FCR. If you didn't know that, you might have known that maybe, but so that's one thing important to know as well. Battlefield says BF, says somebody. Gotcha. So that's what I'd kind of recommend there. Would he be Wario? Chris says, talking about Wicked Plumber. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a Mario like lore expert here, so maybe. Somebody says, talking about the ladder reset, if you had to guesstimate, because really you can just do the math and then you like pick the Thursday that's closest to the 4 months from when the last ladder reset was or whatever, right? They say, or actually, didn't they do ladder reset on a Friday this last time? For our time zone anyways, the United States. Rel, don't take the hells no more. Yeah, that would be okay. So, anything rare or useful today, Mr. C? Not really, no. Nope. Mr. Rochi saying you found a Zod on single player. That's crazy. Nice, nice. Yeah, I got one. That's it. Emund. So the minus res used to not fix, or the minus res does work for traps now. They changed that, I don't know, a little bit ago. So the minus res on Crescent Moon works for traps. The if you have Griffins on, that helps your traps. Like all that stuff helps now. Like I'm not wrong here, right? Like sometimes my brain I forget stuff. This is all true, right? Like I'm pretty positive. Swish says, Super Mario Bros. Lore channel when? I'm working on it. I'll get that right around the same time I get the Sweet Phil coffee mugs going. Yeah, a few people said correct. No, you're right. Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's another reason someone asked if they would earlier if they've played D2 and love it, but they never got D2R. Like, should they? That's another reason why I should have said why. Yeah, they fixed a lot of those kind of like buggy things to where it should have worked before but didn't. Like Griffin, since actually the minus res on Griffins actually helps out your traps now and stuff. Key, thank you. Finally got another key. Yeah, minus res used to not work with Hydras before. True story. Yeah. Eric says highest rune he's ever got was a Sur rune. Yeah, I mean it happens. Oopsie, where am I? Oh yeah, no, it's the right spot. It's got to keep slaying, right? Got to slay a whole bunch. Dab, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome in. We need a Diablo IR. What does that mean, family? Walter? Family Walters. Not sure what that means. Glibrish got that legendary Burroon find last night. Was on a dry streak. Never like a dry streak, right? But congrats on the Burr. Nice. Rip e-bugging armors though. Yeah, that is one thing that I wish they would bring it back. What they should do is be like, hey, we eliminated all the bugs that we could, right? What we decided to do is alter the cube recipe for ethereal armors. Now, when you cube them to get sockets, they get 50% more armor. And we're like, so you're adding e-bugging back in. Like, no. The ethereal bug is gone. We altered the cube recipe. So it's working as intended now. When really, I'm just joking around half there, but pretty much if they added that back in, I'd be cool with it. It was just another thing that would be interesting to do, you know? Oh, a Diablo 1 resurrected, not Diablo IR. Oh, I was like, injured reserve for Diablo? Like, what are these for Diablo-related injuries? My wrist. I'm playing too much. But I got you now there, family Walters. Diablo 1, or like resurrected, a remake or whatever, yeah. RB saying he's crazy luck. He's found a Zod before, but never a Jaw or a Burr. That can kind of happen, huh? Cherry up here, only one Zod back in the 09 days. Those things are rough. What does Countess drop item-wise? I don't even know how high of stuff she could drop, really. Like, is she like... I don't even know what monster level she is. Apparently I get a Fury Visor off this rack every time. I'm about to spam farm Fury Visors here. Get a nice Wolf Howl. Viv says you can still lose your drops at the Arcane Sanctuary. Yeah, I mean, lose. I mean, I wonder how that works too. Like, does the game determine an item to drop, and then if they were off of the walkway, the item disappears or like doesn't appear for you? It's just like gone? Or does it just never generate an item? It never generates the idea of an item, you know what I mean? Pretty much what I'm saying is, does a Burroon really does it really decide to drop a Burroon for you, but then you don't drop it because it's off the thing? Or does it just not drop anything at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, which way do you think it goes? Because I feel like it'd be more painful if it was like, oh, they do drop items, but they just disappear before you even see it. So there could be high runes dropping. Or is it like, oh no items do actually drop? Viv saying monster level 82 for the Countess, huh? So, I mean, I feel like, let's see, I'm trying to think back in the day. I've done so much Countess, I've definitely found stuff. I'm pretty sure I've gotten a Shaco off the Countess before back in the day. Things like Ariots and Zac Shield, you know. So yeah. EMUND, how actions affect the drops from certain things. I might have done a video about that a super long time ago, but more recently people have like, oh, where am I going? I know Ginger did, I guess, and Llama did too. Like a particular person found an exact map seed that they had with the exact items in the exact position in their shared stash, to where if they ran the map in a certain speed in the exact way, that they would drop a burr rune every time. That wasn't me that made a video about that, but I think like back in the old D2 days, I think I made a video about you could use the same concept sort of to try to farm like Shakos from armor racks and stuff. I made a video back in the day about, I was farming Mephisto, and you know there's the 2 racks off to each side. One of the racks off to one of the sides was dropping a Thresher every time. So I got like I made a video about that essentially, and I showed all the different Threshers I got, all the superior 5-socket Threshers and this and that, and all the just I took all the regular ethereal Threshers and I cubed them all to get sockets in them, to, you know, all the 4-socketed Threshers I got and stuff like that. So that was way back in the day though. That was old D2, before D2R even was announced or anything. Yeah, racks are way more easy to like manipulate or whatever. The thing is too, is that for mine, I did that for a couple of hours, and then the rack stopped dropping Threshers. It started dropping Threshers less often, and I was doing everything in the exact same order, and then it stopped dropping them all together. So if I had to guess, the way that we've kind of like discovered how the items in your stash is one of the things that somehow it takes into the calculation to determine what drops, I must have put some stuff into my stash. I don't know exactly what, where, when, you know, exactly, but I must have moved stuff around or put stuff in there in a way that caused it to not drop Threshers anymore. The only guesstimation it could have been. So only guesstimation could have been. Snowpro says, imagine the viewers I'd have if I had played more current games. Probably be way less, to be honest. The way the YouTube algorithm works, it would look and be like, oh, his normal viewers don't want to watch him play a modern game like GeoGuessr. So we're not going to show his stream to anybody. But yeah. Kuru, welcome in, yo-yo. G-Sex is going to start a GoFundMe. Just asked for a mod status from all streamers. Yeah, G-Stacks is... are you in the double digits at the moment on how many guys you mod for? How many people? Steve saying he thinks kill speed better than magic find. At certain points, it's 100% undeniable. I could argue it depends on how much kill speed, I guess. Because the first 100 magic find, I don't think usually hurts a build. Like, putting 100 magic find on a character doesn't make you kill at half the speed, but you get double the unique drops. So, but you could definitely argue over like 300, the amount of kill speed change you'd have to be killing so much fast or slower. Am I wording that backwards? I don't know, but it's fine. You get what I'm saying. Ooh, Doliad? Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Forgive me, but he says he had a Thresher rack on his old LK map. Would be pretty wicked. Double digits would be awesome, says G-Sex. Yeah, really being a mod, not a lot of work. All you have to do is, if you're here and someone spams a bunch of like pornography links, you just gotta block them, or they just say a bunch of crazy stuff. You just right click on the dots and just click on the dots next to their name and just hit block. That easy. Kuru, yo, coming in with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Finally, another key, man. The keys have not been dropping off at the speed at which I would like, and I'm on players 3 instead of 1. Usually, I always run at players 1, but. Clark says 100% you get more runes from the random drops if you keep runes on a mule. I think that's more of like if you have a rabbit's foot, you know, you get better luck. You know, I think that's one of those situations. I don't know. I don't think that's like a true accurate. I mean, more power to you if you want to do it and you believe it. It's not going to hurt anything, but I don't think that's actually scientifically proven. G-Sex said you asked Dobrensky if you could mod for him. Just modding for everybody. See, now I'm getting a Royal Shield a bunch of times here, huh? Royal Shield. This player's 8. No, it's player's 3. Kuru, did your super chat ever come through with the notification? It's strange. I don't think it did, or I missed it maybe. But either way, thank you so much once again. Ral Rune will grab. Don't feel like going after them even. Mark says the game keeps track of what you have. Yeah. What camera setup am I using? I have a C920, the old school classic webcam YouTube camera that everybody uses. Though that everybody uses when they start out, I should say. Good old C920. And nothing, I don't have no special software for it or anything, so. Yeah, it's your, what do you call that? It's your good luck charm or something, says Parks. Yeah, I gotcha. Demon Head. Is a Demon Head, could that be Andaro's Visage? I forget which one it is. I don't have one here. Is it Demon Head or is it... What base is Andaro Visage? I always mix it up with Blackhorn's face, and I can never remember the base. One of those situations. But Demon Head is Blackhorn's face. Demon Head is Andy's. Okay, appreciate you. Demon Head or Demon Head? Good, great question, Jordan. Dad says lighting makes it look like a better camera. Oh yes, for a C920, you got to have the lights so bright on you that it like hurts your eyes, and then it looks reasonable. That's one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Like I have 3 lights on me right now. I have a light from over here. Well, you can't see it over here. Coming on this way on the green screen. It's hitting like the side back of me and the green screen behind me. I have a ring light right here over the camera. And I have I had a recessed light that I had left over from redoing some stuff in my kitchen. I have a recessed light that I rigged up and built a rack for, and I mounted it in my ceiling right there. So I have a recessed light pointing straight. It's actually pointing about right here on the green screen, to be honest. Because this is all green screen over here. And this is all lit up by that light. And then it hits me over here too. Like if I turn this light off. Turn off. Like this is with one of the lights off. Still looks, well really, if I turn the brightness up, the green screen is actually still doing great. Kind of, sort of. But this light lights me up here. Maybe a little bit on the bright side, to be honest. I'll turn this recessed one off. Like look how different it is with one of these lights off. It's insane. Just insane. I actually rigged it up to a light switch here so I can just, everything from my desk, I can go like this and just reach out and turn all the lights on real quick. Probably one of the best choices I ever got. Softbox on lights. Yeah, I actually bought some like of those giant softbox lights, and I really did not like them because I don't have enough room for them, to be perfectly honest. Those don't work very good when you're streaming and you have like multiple monitors in front of you. I like Koruna. When you have like monitor, and then you don't have anywhere for the light to come through because you have monitors blocking everywhere. And yeah, and not to mention that I have a standing desk that goes up and down, so the lights are actually like too big to fit where I need them to be because the ceiling's in the way, right? So yeah. Yukon saying my stream quality compared to like 5-6 years ago, insane. Well, yeah. Especially at the time when I didn't realize this, but man, streaming with like an AMD graphics card is just like a disaster. It might be better now, which someone's going to say, no, I have AMD and mine looks great and this and that. It might be better now, but I had an RX 6600 Hellhound that I had to buy during like the crypto craze because my 1650 that I had could not play and stream Diablo 2 Resurrected when it came out. So I had to buy a more powerful one that could actually literally do it. So I could do it, but the encoder on those AMD Hellhounds, those 6600 Hellhounds, the encoders were terrible. Just terrible. And I don't know things about stuff. You know, everything I learn, I have to learn on YouTube or Google. And yeah, I didn't know these encoders, you know, they were brand new graphics cards when they came out. I paid an arm and a leg for these not great, really graphics cards, to be honest, because it was during the crypto craze. And yeah, I ended up switching my stream over to X264, which is actually CPU encoding, and it looked way better. But there was a couple of years when my stream looked terrible and I couldn't figure out how to fix it. I just couldn't. Literally couldn't, right when D2R came out. I go back and look at some of my old videos and streams, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel like an idiot. Like, why did people watch my videos and stuff? They look terrible. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Put a lot of thought into the lighting, says Snowpro. Well, I figured out how to make it look way better. So yeah. And then when I discovered that, a lot of it wasn't even like necessarily thought to. What I just would try things out that we had. Like this light right here is actually a light that we bought for our wedding that we used for like our photo, like we did like a photo booth thing where it was set up to where you'd put your phone in it and there was a remote and you could photo booth yourself with this light right here. It's just like a kind of a big ring light, a quality ring light. This cheaper ring light over next to me here, just a ring light, like a $10 ring light from Amazon that my wife bought for something she wanted to do sometime, and then she used it once and I took it. And then this other one up here was, like I said, I have 5 recess lights in my kitchen. I found I was gonna buy one by one, and I was gonna buy 5 of them. I'm walking through Home Depot, and I'm like, wait a second, there's a box of 6 recess lights right here for cheaper than the 5 I have right here. I'm like, forget it. I got rid of those, and I grabbed the 6 box. I had one left over, and then I was like, yeah, and I just built a quick little wooden frame for the light, and I mounted it in it, the recessed light. I put it on a hinge that I took from work, actually. So it's actually on a hinge with a rope that's tied to a screw. I put in a rafter behind it, so I adjust the angle of it that way. So yeah, I don't have the best setup, you know. I'm still cheap, and you know, so. Gear check, yeah. So it's pretty much just a pit zerker. If you want to look up pit zerker on my build or something on my channel. But yeah, it's just a couple Heart of the Oaks. I'm rocking a Grief weapon. I got the only weird thing is I have a 5-isted Rune Master on my offhand for a ton of magic finding cannot be frozen. About the only interesting part. Much better at talking and narrating as well. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna get an Andes off of here. Very, very true. Yeah, I'm never really much of a talker. The one thing that I noticed I got really good at was I got a lot better at reading when I started streaming. I know, just a lot better at reading. I noticed because like I'd read books to my daughter, and then like the next year when I remember like reading a book, and I'm like, wow, I'm way better at this now. Let's see. Pickle Nick saying he's wondering if he could support streaming i5 with a 1080 Ti. Yeah, 1080 is obviously old, but I feel like a 1080 Ti was like a powerful one at the time. i5. I don't know about Intel stuff much either, so couldn't help you on that, I guess. But oh boy, I got there too fast. It was a protector shield this time. There we go. Dab says just watched that video last night. Are you talking about the Pit Zerker one, Dab? Probably. Dion saying anything good yet? Just a bunch of keys, really. No great items. Just some mid runes, a few mid runes here and there. I really need the keys to be straight up. So, Goo Demon, welcome in. Found a Griffin, says crazy skills. Love it, love it. Glibberish also welcome in. Oh, happened here. Helk says, I don't know if this stash stuff is true, but you swap some stuff around, got a rune 5 minutes later. I know. It is, sorta. I guess it is, but I don't think anyone really knows how it works. So... But I'm pretty sure... Like, I don't want to say anything definitively, because I don't really know exactly how it works, but I'm pretty sure it's been established. Huh, it looks like if I teleport past it, and then I come back and hit it that way, it's a demon hit, possibly every time. We'll test her out. But, yeah, it very well might be true that if you do like 1,000 Countess runs, or if you do like 300 Countess runs, you don't find anything. If you go to your stash and move stuff around, then you might find something. Like, it might literally be like that on single player, so... Snowpro said his most important class he ever took was speed reading in his 8 years of college, like university. Interesting. I didn't even know college had speed reading classes. Like, huh. It's interesting that I never knew that. Why pay to take a speed reading class when you can just stream, right? I was joking. It actually is, getting enough people to watch your stream that where you need to read fast is part of, probably the hardest part of that scenario there, but... Dab saying 1080 Ti should work for stream, and the i5 on the other hand won't be that great, huh? Yeah, I don't know enough about computers to, but yeah, that's what Dab's opinion there is on that one. Well, I don't have the resource to make a video on this rune drop thing we're talking about. Can you? Let's see, the rune drop thing, like the stash and the map seed and stuff like that. Multiple people, like, I could, but literally, like, I know Llama and Ginger, Gaming Mentor, both just made videos about that, like, well, probably a few months ago now, but like at the exact same time. And I'm sure there was like 15 other small YouTubers that made the exact same video at the exact same time, because that's kind of how it goes. Nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying. So, but yeah, if you look it up, I don't even know what you necessarily would look up to find the video, but yeah, I'd probably like Unlimited Burr Runes. I think if you look that up, one of their videos would pop up, because both of them, I think, downloaded the same character file from the same place to make the video, it looked like. Because it's so meticulous, like the person somehow accidentally found this. You have to have the exact same items in the exact same place in your stash to make this, like, Unlimited Burr Rune thing work on the exact map seed that you have to, like, type in to make it happen, so yeah. Pickle Nick said bottlenecked on the CPU for sure, he says, huh? Really Fury Visor. Huh. Yeah, that's the next thing. I've been really cheap and not feel like spending money. I should probably upgrade some stuff, but I mean, everything's working fine, right? So yeah, Snowpro, I believe that for sure, is saying that learning to read fast and actually, like, read fast with comprehension makes everything else easier, all the other classes. Yeah, I could see that, obviously. Yeah, you could study faster, you can get your homework done faster or whatever, and went too far. If you teleport too far, you get a Mither Coil. Do I have any videos in the near future? Yeah, I do. I'm actually farming these keys. Yes, to get torches, but there's actually another purpose that I'm getting these keys for too, which I have not divulged yet, but yeah. Why not use mod offline? There's kind of a lot of different things, Kudemon. There's a couple different reasons, I should say. at this point, I only have one item left on my Holy Grail. So using a loot filter or something, not super important. If you use loot filters and things like that, I'll just get a bunch of comments on my videos and a bunch of spam of people saying like, oh, this isn't even real D2. He's got some modded version that's got higher drop rates and this and that. F this guy and stuff, you know, so it's kind of like a, you know, and you can tell like I'm playing 100% without me saying anything. Anyone watching can tell I'm playing like 100% legit D2R, right? Like it's not some Diablo 2 reimagined or anything like that with higher drop odds or anything. It's not, you know, I'm playing the same game that everybody else is playing, you know what I mean? And plus the loot filters that they have out now, if they had better, the loot filters aren't really loot filters from my understanding, unless there's some that I'm missing. They're just name shorteners. They're name changers. They're not loot filters. So unless there's ones out that I haven't seen, which is definitely possible. But the biggest problem for me isn't a name being changed. It's getting all the stuff off the screen so that you can actually see all the items that are actually dropping that you want. But yeah, that's why. Marty saying, talking about the infinite burr rune thing, it was a small time guy that found it and Ginger replicated it. Yeah, that's what from what I thought, and I guess maybe there was an assumption here. I thought that they that the small time person, I never heard exactly who it was or whatever, not that I would really know, I guess, but that the other people just downloaded their character files so that they had the exact map seed and all the exact items in the exact locations, you know, so that they could recreate it. But could be wrong there. Don't necessarily have all the knowledge. How many keys are you hunting for? You know what? I didn't even really look into it. Why don't I look into that right now? That's probably a good idea. I think this key is just under keys, right? Maybe. Oh, these are all destruction. I have so many destruction keys. Because I always go hit terrorize Neelathak, hoping to get something insane. But Tomas, welcome in. Doing pretty good. Keys of Terror. Three, 6, 9. So I think I want to get enough keys to do 4 runs. So that would be wait a second. I think I did my math way wrong before. I wasn't thinking that, yeah, you need 9 keys, but you need 3 of each. So I have enough to do a bunch of runs then, don't I? Oops. So it'd be, so for T keys specifically, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Oops. We'll just do some more keys. So I have enough D keys for 1 billion runs, and how many H keys I got? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that'd be 10 runs, right? You need 3 of each per run. So yeah. I guess we'll go with 10. Why didn't someone tell me that before? When I said that the other day. Thanks a lot, chat. So I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4. So anyways, 9, 10. I need 10 more keys. for 10 runs. Right? Thanks a lot, chat. So yeah, should catch up on some of these here. Tomas says, thoughts on D2R blog Easter egg lore? I don't know anything about whatever that is, Tomas. Don't know anything about it. Scott says I should go through my gear at the beginning of stream so people can go back and look. I used to do that. But then I didn't want to do that at every stream anymore. And also, like, half the time I get asked that is from Twitch, and you can't rewind on Twitch, so then I'm like, oh. Yeah. Mephisto players 8. What's the most DPS on a Sork? So pretty much which one would be like the fastest, essentially, or something? I've never really tested fastest. I don't know if like Fireball Meteor, like hop up, hit a meteor, static, fireball, and the meteor and it blows up, or if my Firewall Sorceress would be the fastest, or if lightning, you know, I don't know. I've never really tried to do which one was the literal fastest. So Souls Easter egg, no, I've never done that. It seems kind of pointless, to be honest. Like, it's interesting, I guess, but you know, you get a bazillion magic find or whatever it is, but realistically, I mean, even 700 magic find is not super beneficial to you. But yeah. Let's see. Tomas says, your thoughts on it. Do you think there's another secret portal that hasn't been found yet in Diablo 2? I have not heard anything about that. Oh, that's the first double key drop. All right. Haven't heard nothing about that. I would kind of doubt it, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. Nathan saying the second portal thing, urban legend, like trying to predict the summoner's location. Yeah. Imagine if you could, though. Imagine if you could. Which character is gonna run keys? Are you talking about running Ubers? I'm guessing they're Walters. Probably just do well, actually, I can't tell you. It'll give away what I'm doing, maybe. So Swish says, do the souls thing and then clear every monster in the game. I'm pretty sure. Well, I think anyways, didn't Llama do that? And so the thing is, you can take off all magic find gear if you do that, because you have all this magic find from doing the souls thing, so you can technically probably have more kill speed, but you end up having, if you do a full game clear, you clear all this undense areas. So I've actually done a drop poly video where I did 3 full game clears with like 500 magic find, and the way the diminishing return works, even after that that much magic find, like even going to like 2,000 magic find, like if you have from 500 is like not even a huge like up, like it's like a straight line across almost, not literally but almost figuratively, you know. So yeah, I don't think it would really be worth it. I did 3 full game clears, and the amount of time it took to do that was definitely not worth it, because you have to farm all these areas that have like souls and have like you know, just garbage stuff that you don't want to do. So Milk Fork said thinks they would have found something in the files by now. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the way that they can like data mine stuff and like look at the game files and all this stuff, I feel like somebody would have found if there was another entire area like that. So Langman, thank you for the 129 Czech crowns, I think. Appreciate you. You Slayer. Why is that? Did it come through and I didn't see it, or did it not come through again? You know what? I think the last two didn't come through from YouTube for the notification or whatever. My apologies. I don't know why it would. Maybe there's some glitch going on or something. But thank you so much, Langman. Do you prefer to do with the starting new druid? Never played him before. I usually go fire. Fire druid early on is super powerful. Super. Grindy says worlds don't keep full of gloams. No, thank you. Yeah, that's the type of thing you want to avoid. Swampy pits when you got dolls blowing up in your face at the same time as souls zapping you. Oof. Rough. Don't want to do a full game clear. RB says out, good luck. Appreciate you. Hope you have a good day. Yeah, there must be something going on with like YouTube or something that stuff's not coming through. Thinking YouTube. Oh, there it is. The chat flies in and this at the same time.
Man donated 129 Czech korunas through Super Chat. What do you prefer to do with starting a new druid? Never played him before.
Walter says, I'm watching YouTube chat on Twitch. Don't know if people have heard of that. Yeah, you can. It's up there. So that you can kind of see what both sides are saying, right? Thomas said his YouTube was acting up. Yeah, YouTube happens sometimes, right? All right, let's do a playlist for the... Yeah, I do listen to a playlist. So there's a link at the very bottom of the description to the guy that I listen to. N&M Creations. It's a link to his YouTube. So yeah. But I listen to this guy's heavy metal playlist. Sometimes heavy metal, sometimes metalcore and modern. Tomas says, what about orange numbers that pop up when you hit the chat, Gemma? I don't know. Haven't heard nothing about that. Shield for a Javazon. Spirit, Ancient's Pledge. I mean, I would go Spirit over Ancient's Pledge. There's definitely other stuff you could use. If you are rich, you could go with... some people will go with... Get the Redemption Aura from Phoenix. I've done that before. You could do the old school legendary version with the Storm Shield. If you want to go with the really legendary version from back in the day, Lidless, you got that mana per kill. So if you're just slapping down cows, you're getting all that mana per kill back. You could do Rhyme as another budget option. Good call on that one there, Swish. Oh, yes. The most beautiful rune in the game. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh, there you go. A J mod with 4 perfect lightning facets in there. Good call. You're really rich. Eric said D-Web equal hell meth. For some reason, I don't think that hell meth can drop D-Web. I don't know that for sure though. I'd have to look it up. I think people would say Pindle probably is technically, if you're going to spam farm one place over and over again. I think Pindle can drop D-Web. I don't think Mephisto can. But like I said, I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure. Neil says Mephisto cannot drop D-Web. I thought so. There's something treasure class, monster level, Mephisto. I don't remember, but it's one of those goofy ones. And someone's gonna say like, Phil, how you not understand it? Are you dumb or something? But never understood. Mephisto can drop Arachnid's Mesh, cannot drop D-Web. Pindle can drop D-Web, but cannot drop Arachnid's Mesh. And someone's thinking in their head and gonna say it. They probably won't because I just said this, but Phil, it's so basic. It's just the treasure class and the monster item level cap of the blah blah blah. Like that makes no sense. Cassandra says, "Good luck with the drops. Appreciate you." Yeah, hopefully. Kind of, sort of, not expecting to get really good drops. More of just like getting the keys that I need. Surprised my best rune so far has been a Lem, but impossible to prove, but I wonder if being over players 1 is like hamstringing my rune drops by all of these items dropping off here. You know? Could be. Probably is, actually, so. Midwest Jeff. Perfect Ethereal Reaper's Toll on single player. That's awesome. Get a 40-15 in that, right? And then put it on your mercenary for a melee character. Califen says, maxed out cold res, or maxed out cold mastery, minus 190 res. Wasted, or it's not wasted, but most people would think that there's better uses for those. So cold mastery would work at 1/5 efficiency on sundered monsters, the way that it is nowadays in the game. So if a monster is immune to cold, I'm gonna round up to 200 here for math's sake, and say that what's 1/5 of 200? 40. So a sundered monster would be at like 55 resistance, I believe, if they were immune before. So it does help in that respect, but most people would say just put 1 point into cold mastery, and then when you have high-end gear, that cold mastery is going to end up being like level 25 or something, even with just 1 hard point, because you have so many skillers and stuff like that. So that's what I would generally recommend if you're going to have perfect endgame gear. But you could always put more points into it early on, get the extra damage you need before you get the stuff later game, and just respec later. Favorite Terror Zone? Yeah, I don't really have a favorite Terror Zone, I guess. Terror Zones are just like, eh. I mean, they're good, obviously, but I just, whether I actually like Terror Zones, I'm kind of like iffy on them, I guess. Does the Sundered Crumb hit the player's res too? So the minus resistance on there goes against you as the player. It's a penalty for using it. The sundered monsters is the thing that actually breaks their immunity. The way that it is, I understand why people can get confused. But yeah, that minus, like, it's minus 70 to minus 90 of whatever the resistance that's being sundered would be, goes against the player. And then the sundered monster thing means that if a monster is immune to whatever your Sunder Charm is, that monster's resistance is lowered from no matter what resistance it is over 100 that makes it immune, it lowers it down to 95 resistance against it. And then to deal more damage, you have to have a bunch of like minus enemy resistance to work against them further to deal more damage against them. So yeah. Why on players 3 rather than 7 or 8? Well, this build isn't actually great at doing higher players count stuff, and I am just targeting the one monster, but so it would be like slower and more annoying, and the difference in key drop rates between players 3 and 7 isn't super large. There's a larger gap between players 1 and players 3 difficulty in the number in the key drop rate percentage than there is between 3 and 7. And on offline single player, because you're always in a game by yourself, what is it, 1, 3, 5, and 7 drop rates for like everything is like essentially the breakpoints. It can be different online. Every difficulty could have a different no drop chance based on how many people are in your party and in your area as well. But on offline single player specifically, it only changes the way that it has to work based upon how the game's made is at players 1, and then it changes at 3, 5, and 7. Have I found the 220 Java gloves yet? Nope. I have not, JS, no. Crazy, I know, right? See, Tomas saying found a Shaco Nightmare. He found it in a Minnesota terror zone. Tomas says he found a Shaco in a MN is short for Minnesota, so he's found it in a Minnesota terror zone. I think that's incredibly funny. Yeah, I know. I knew exactly what you meant. That's why it's even funnier. It's probably not even that funny. But anyways, why Yuffie on terror zones? I don't like that the whole point of terror zones, the way it's implemented that way, is to FOMO people into playing Diablo 2 when they don't want to. And let me explain. Everybody knows that Nightmare, or that terrorized Andariel is just like broken for drops, right? Well, when you see it's gonna be terrorized Andy, doesn't that kind of like pressure you? Like, gives you the itch, like, man, I really want to play now because I know that I could find all this good stuff. I don't like games trying to FOMO people into doing things that they don't want to do when they don't want to do them. You know what I mean? Like, I want to play a game. Like, if I want to farm to try to get name an item, Griffins, I don't want to feel like I have to sacrifice my real life in order to get it in the way that's the best way to get it. You know what I mean? I want to farm the area. I want to farm Pindle when I want to farm Pindle. I don't want to farm Andy when the game says I have to. I don't like that pressure. And you could just say, oh, well, forget it, Phil. Just don't play at that time. Well, I mean, you're right. You are right. But I just don't want to have to even have that that possibility of consideration. Personally. Natural Survivor, welcome in. First time catching the stream at D2 Player for 15 years. Welcome in. Thanks for watching. Just change your time in Windows. True story. You could do that, but I would say for changing the clock, I would be more likely to just turn off terror zones and never use them again than I would be to change the clock to get the perfect terror zone all the time. Because yeah, I also don't like that. Yeah, I just wouldn't do that. I mean, if somebody does it, feel free to do whatever you want to have fun, but I just feel like it would cheapen the experience for me personally. Because the whole reason that it's exciting to find things is because you don't find things until you do. Jordan says, can I pick you up from school today? No, can't do it. Can't do it. Jonathan Shaw going pretty good. Welcome in. Any good way to farm gold if I don't have gold? Find Barb. Just want to gamble some traps. Trap class. I mean, sell a bunch of stuff, I guess. Pick up wands and sorceress orbs and staffs and stuff, and they're bigger, but usually a lot of armors are worth like 35k a piece, and just keep your inventory like open, don't fill it with charms, and when you kill stuff, load up your inventory and sell, and you can get a few 100,000 gold per like run of something, you know, wherever you're going. If you're doing like an area, I should say. Oopsie. But yeah. Why are assassin weapons the only class weapon you can gamble? I don't know. Great question. I have no idea. You know what I was thinking about before too? Another great question. Why has everybody not hit the like button on YouTube yet? Make sure you fellas hit that like button for me. Ladies and gentlemen. Like button destruction is required. It's not a question, by the way. Best rune so far. Gotta be that Lem, baby. Ooh. If I found 10 burrs and 10 jaws and 1 Lem, the best find of the day would be by far the Lem rune, because they're so beautiful. I'm just joking. But yeah, Lem is the best. I haven't gotten like any runes from over here. You'd think the Countess I would have gotten like an and like a pull, like a Mal rune. Nope. This is Hell Countess, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I have been finding keys, but yeah. Thomas saying just Trav in general is a lot of gold. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, just doing Trav with any build, you can get quite a bit of gold, I guess, so. Dank Root saying Nightmare Andy, when terrorized, can drop more items, so it actually nerfs her SOJ drop chance. Never thought about it. Never thought about it, but gotcha. You can find higher level stuff and better stuff, but then less chance for the SOJ technically at that point. Interesting. Never thought about it. Yeah, personally, I don't know how you could pass up running Hell Andy. You know what I mean? Like, the crazy stuff you can get from Hell Andy at the rates that you can. How you could pass that up to do anything else. Well, that's just me. The key. Ooh, I need to keep track of that IO rune I need for my... Oh, I need 2 of them, actually. That's funny. That's the first IO rune that I've found so far. Crazy talk. Walter is saying, loves the multi-screen setup so you can watch Phil and you're probably playing too, I'm guessing you said. Man, it was a revelation when I got 2 monitors. So sick. Just being able to play and having, yeah, a stream over here or a podcast or something, you know. So awesome. Even if people, you have no inclination on ever doing any kind of content creation or streaming or anything, getting 2 monitors, highly recommend. Even if you just go to like the resale shop and buy like a $10 monitor, a $5 monitor or something like that. Someone else is like, hey, I have some old computer in my basement, just grab the old monitor and hook it up. Saffron, crazy things happening when you were gone. I only blame chat for one thing that's happened so far. That's pretty crazy. Besides that, not really. Turn my basement into a terror zone for Halloween? I don't know. Don't think so. On the merch shop, I need to do a Sweet Fill monitor, huh? I'd just do a Sweet Fill sticker and you just stick it on your monitor. Viv saying, or you could take the monitor from a dumpster at work. Am I right? True story, you could do that. I mean, I would never do something like that. Technically, that's stealing, but... I do got a bunch of things I took from work. The printer I took out of the garbage. It wasn't even in the garbage. It was just sitting on the floor in my office when I came back from vacation one time. They're like, yeah, we couldn't get your printer to work, so we just bought a new one. I was like, okay. All you had to do was turn it off and turn it back on again. Like, fine, I'll just take it home. I just took it. I didn't even say anything. I was like, yeah, I'll take care of it. Just leave it there and get out of my office. And I just took it home. These shelves back behind me, behind my green screen, they were just in the... I worked in a metal fab factory. But, Ghost Armor. Oh, yeah, they were in the scrap bin. The owner of the company brought them from his house and just threw them in the scrap bin at work because we had a giant metal scrap, like the size of like the biggest dumpsters you can get, pretty much, because we went through, we had that much scrap metal all the time. He had an office like a boss. Well, yeah, I originally got hired to be what do you call it? Wasn't really a supervisor. It was it was like production manager. And then the company went through some issues, we'll say, financial issues at the same time that like 8 people all quit because they essentially hated me because I am rude, I guess. And yeah, so like within like 2 weeks, like a bunch of people quit. So I was doing like, I had to get all the work done to get it out. Like, who was going to do it, So I was like doing it. And then they lost a bunch of jobs and stuff. And then the owner was pretty much like, yeah, we're not hiring people to do those jobs. So like, if you just want to like do them. And at this point we had like 30 people that worked there. And then all of a sudden there was like 7. And he's like, yeah, we don't really have enough work to hire people to do this stuff full time. So like, if you want to do that job, this job, all these jobs you've been doing the whole time, you can just like do them. And that can be like your job now. I'm like, oh, so I'm not going to be production manager anymore. He's like, well, you're going to get paid the same, but now you just are going to do that. So it's up to you. Because you don't really have anybody to manage anymore. And I was like, all right, I guess so. I kept the office too, by the way. So. Yeah. Why'd I grab the IO and leave the Fel rune? I made some rune words kind of recently, and I keep 5 of each of the lower runes on a mule. So I just need to replace them from rune words I had made recently. 6, definitely need 6 monitors, huh? Totally. Lorenzo, welcome back in. Appreciate you. Been doing pretty good. Hopefully you've been doing great as well. Bill, talking about stealing company property again. Only the best stuff. Ooh, like this magical printer. So, I would venture to say I'm the only streamer in the world that has a full-time dedicated printer cam. I can't prove it, but I just know that it's true. Just know it. That's not a picture. That's legitimately a camera on my printer all the time. Anyone who doesn't know, on Friday nights, we go crazy. I live print stuff for viewers on Friday night streams. live print stuff for the viewers on Friday night streams. True story. Don't want to miss it. It's enthralling action. Just great content. But yeah, oh, let's do it. SOG. Boom. Oh. Almost got it. Real close to YouTube flagging for inappropriate content. Close. Electricians Union, says Lorenzo. Ooh, man. So sick. I'm from Michigan, so I guess it's not exclusive, like you have to be a union supporter from Michigan, but I do support unions. So congratulations. Hopefully that works out for you and all great and stuff. Current artist and song playing. So this is N&M Creations. Link at the very bottom of the description of YouTube there to a link to his YouTube channel, his YouTube page. Ring, Crystal Sword. One to Warcry is pretty legendary. Or there's also the link as well, right? Obi is saying, dang, that printer makes me want Friday to get here faster. Nice. Unions, Jordan says unions for, oh yeah, D2R players need to unionize. There you go. Until you add a loot filter into the game, we're striking. That'd be the least stuck to strike of all time. I'm not playing D2R until you meet our demands. And everybody would be like, I just need to grind. I need to get some high runes. Can harpoons drop with the Warcry skills? Yeah, yep. You can shop those from Mala, I believe. There could be other places too, but Mala is the most commonly referenced place. Loot filter would be huge. It would be like legit, like turn off these items and they don't show anymore. It'd be so amazing. Much love from Scotland, Jamie McFarlane. Welcome in. Thinking about jump back into D2. Have you missed too much this season? I mean, I don't know how many people are still playing on seasonal right now. I don't know how long until the next season, to be perfectly honest. I think someone said like mid-November they think they heard, or they were guesstimating based upon math for the next start of the season. So depends how much you want to play D2, I guess. I'm playing offline single player here, so that's my preferred way to play. If you feel like you don't want to play online, you could always play offline single player and test that out a little bit before you wait for the next ladder. An aura that helps the Holy Fire aura. Yeah, I mean, I guess like Conviction on Infinity, but like just that, I guess. But Grindy saying a lot of people willing to risk it all for that Friday printer. Apparently. The map in the top left from a mod. No. So all you got to do that is go over to gameplay and come down to right here, auto map size, mini map left. And that puts in the left, there's a mini map left, a mini map right, and then there's like a middle big one. And then there's custom opacity, opacity, a custom opacity that determines how like see-through it is, and I put it right there at 66. I should probably put it at the perfect amount. There we go, that's better. Tomas saying online's crazy. Same people get first place all the time. You wonder how that happens, huh? They just always can play non-stop all the time, right? Isn't that crazy? Wonder how they do that. Nice, right? Single player is life, Jello Salad says. Pretty cool. Definitely like it for sure, for sure. Liber Shane, hold the line. Yeah, for the D2R union joke we were making before. Hold the line, and then it's like, oh, TZ Andy's on right now. Sorry, fellas, I gotta go. Don't check if I'm online or not. Right. Opa City, wonderful place. Yeah, isn't Opa, isn't that like German for grandma or something? So it's a whole city of grandmas. Just old ladies everywhere. Could be wrong there. Someone in here knows what language that's from, or Polish or something. Or maybe it's something, maybe it's a different, almost the same, but Grandma City. Opa's grandfather? Oh, could be. See, that's what I said. I'm like, it's probably something close to that. I'm probably not quite right. German for grandpa, says some people. So that sounds right, I guess. So it's a whole city of old men. I guess you don't have to be that old. I worked with a guy who was 36 and he was a grandpa, so. Oma is grandma and Opa is grandpa. Interesting. Gotcha. That's German, so. This is not the right place. Let's see. Eric saying in Greek that means like to be excited. Like it's almost like, hey! Yeah, a word that's spelled that basically, I would imagine it's pretty common, like to mean different things, I mean. Saffron saying non-ladder is where the true min-maxers are. Oof. Yeah, I guess I would check out. I didn't catch the original comment I'm sure you're referring to here, but yeah, because you have so many seasons of perfect gear like saved up that you can trade for and stuff. Makes sense. Jamie's saying D2R is what most people probably play. Is that correct? I would imagine so. I don't have data on it, but I would guess bet there's way more player base probably anyways, I think, on D2R than there is like LOD. I feel like it's starting to get a little bit fractured because, I mean, people are dipping out on, I mean, a lot of people don't like D4, but there's definitely a group of people that do too, you know? I don't know the size of each one, but like people are playing like different mods and stuff now. Project Diablo 2 reimagined, D2R reimagined, D2R remodded. There's that BT Diablo one. There's like 13 different mods that everybody says a different one's better or whatever, but good old Gloom Trap. Look at that Magic Find paying off. Saffron saying semi-perfect rolls. Intolerable on non-ladder. That's crazy, yeah. Andrew saying, first Infinity and solo self found yesterday. Wanted to smash P8 with it. Do any Griffins on a Nova Sorceress before I can do that? Need to absolutely smash. Let's see, P8, Nova Sorc, no Griffins. I'm trying to think. It will definitely, it would help. I would speculate and say you probably, I mean, you could definitely do it and it would work okay. It's hard to determine what your definition of smash would be, I guess. It would work pretty good. But yeah, best I can really get for you, I guess. Yeah, bro. Let's see. A1 saying started hardcore ladder, huh? After watching my videos. Well, hopefully those help you out. I will tell you, a lot of the stuff that I recommend is usually not directly directed towards hardcore, so some of it may not be the best advice for hardcore play, because I don't play hardcore. But you're playing hardcore and you enjoy it, more power to you. Biggest thing is I'm always happy when people are enjoying themselves, especially when they're doing Diablo 2. How do I get an ist rune off of monsters? Do they need to turn up the players count? So one of the fastest, most consistent ways to get an ist is actually doing players 1 Countess runs. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm not going to fully explain it again, but the Countess actually has a better chance of dropping you the runes you want on players 1 difficulty than any other difficulty setting there is. So either players 1 Countess, so you can do that online or offline easily, or if you're offline, you can do lower Kuras runs, which you would want to do on higher players counts. You know what? I barely turned the opacity up on the map here, but it looks like it got a lot darker. I say things wrong all the time for comedic sake, but saying opacity is hard to say. I'm gonna be honest. Let's turn this down to like, what's 50 look like? Looks like I didn't even change it. Maybe I'm just crazy. I've seen a couple people say that they heard that players 5 at LK is better for runes, and from my understanding, this is just something that everybody has always said, and I don't know necessarily 100% if they got it all from one source or not, but I believe it to be true because it's so specific that it has to be true, sort of, kind of. From what I heard is technically players 5 difficulty, you have a higher chance of getting a low rune on players 5 offline single player than you do players 7 from a lower Kuras super chest specifically. But you have a relatively significantly worse chance of getting Sirs and, well, every other rune. Every single other rune you have a worse chance of getting, but you have a better chance of getting low. So that's what I've always heard, and it's just kind of always been repeated as fact. So where it came from, I know I heard Dabrowski say it, and then I just took it as fact. That's pretty much, I believe, where I heard it from, and so. See, Mr. Hitting that, Mr. Hitting, saying, did hours at LK haven't gotten Istrun yet? Well, yeah, like, I guess it depends how many hours. If you did like 3 hours and didn't get an Istrun yet, that's like not really a lot for LK. You easily could get an Istrun in that time, but you also easily could not get an Istrun in like 3 hours. If you did like 10 hours and didn't get an Istrun at LK, like player 7 LK, I would be surprised, but it could also happen. The Countess though, like you could do the Countess for 5 hours and not get an Istrun either, so you just can never guarantee for sure. Like I've been streaming here for 2.5 hours and I haven't gotten Istrun from the Countess yet. I'm also doing players 3 though, and you have a better chance on players 1 of getting that Istrun you're looking for, so yeah. Just one person's here, but Helk saying he, in his anecdotal experience, he's gotten more ist from the Countess than from LK. Few people saying that there's more burr rune drop patterns from players 5. Yeah, I have not heard that. A bunch of people said it, but like I was saying, if one person says something, like that's why I don't want to say things too definitively sometimes, because like if everybody heard the same information from one source and it's wrong, but they all just believe it, then it's like, you know, oh, another Lemrune, man, Lemrune's popping off. Maybe it's this thing here. I hadn't heard that, but few low runes here. There we go. Still getting famous. I wouldn't go that far. 315 watching me live because there isn't other people streaming, probably is what's going on. Oh yeah, probably people this week probably aren't going to stream a lot because the PD2 reset. They're going to do that, you know, and stuff like that. How many keys left? I actually don't even know. I think I don't know. Not been popping off very good here. Yeah, fellas, make sure that like button pops up, huh? Saffron says it's the Asmongold ban. Yeah, all you people not watching Asmongold, that's just going down. Could be. Gotta watch something, huh? It just filters out to all the other people streaming, huh? Could be. Got 121 on Twitch and over 300 on YouTube. No, if I had to guess, I haven't looked into it, but I'm guessing other Diablo 2, like other people that would usually watch my stream but also watch other people's streams, those other people probably aren't streaming right now. All around Amelia saying Dobrunsky and Llama's got videos with the rune drop patterns. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured where people got most of the information from. Yeah, another co-rune. The daytime in the US, Sweet Slayers. Ooh. Let's see. Good old Asmongold. Yeah, he's, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it, but what I think he's kind of like sort of funny. Watch some of his stuff that's kind of funny, but the last couple of years he really has gone kind of off the deep end a little bit. We'll see what happens after his ban or whatever, but yeah, don't want to get too into it because then it's kind of like a political thing, sorta, and then it's like cancel this, do that, and I was like, I don't really want to get into that. So yeah. Yeah, that's what happens when you talk politics, exactly. That's reason number 70,000 why I don't talk politics in chat. Good call. Excellent answer there. See, Neothek saying there's information on different websites and online with the different room drop patterns for LK. I don't know how you could figure that out. Well, it's one of the reasons that people were talking earlier about a rumored another portal going to some other area that's rumored Easter eggs, this and that. Like, people can like data mine the game and they can literally just look at the files and pull them up and see what the stuff is, you know what I mean? Like, which is why I don't think there's any like hidden stuff out there anymore. But also, the one thing that really shook my belief in looking things up on websites and believing what it says, trying to look up information for the 1.03 patch for Diablo 2 was a disaster because Ariad Summit is actually wrong. And what happened is every website in the world went to Area Summit, copy and pasted exactly what they had for information about the old versions of Diablo 2. And they just copy and pasted it over on their site. And Area Summit is quite literally not right. Either that, like, it's just not right. There's no other way to, like, say it. Like, all these unique items, I was trying to look up, because there aren't all of the unique items added into the game in the 1.03 patch that I did streams and videos about back, a few weeks ago. You go to Area Summit, and it's like, I don't remember exactly which items it was, but it would say something like Night Smoke, and it would say added in the 1.09 patch. Well, sorry to say, I played 1.03 and I found a Night Smoke, so that's just not right. And every website says the exact same thing because they all copied off of one person. So if one person said that the rune drop patterns, and I'm not saying that this is true, but it could happen, that one person said that technically this is blah 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 rune drop patterns for this and this and this, and then a bunch of people copy and paste it because they just trust it. I'm just saying that could happen. Area Summit wrong? Nah. I'm telling you, it is. It is. Snowbro, I will acknowledge I read what you said there, but it's kind of treading into dangerous territory there of some controversial stuff that I don't really want to talk about. I'm gonna be straight up. So everyone's saying 109 best version of the game. Definitely heard that a lot. Bongo, welcome in. Welcome in. Just play 103 for the wiki corrections. Yeah. That's what I should update the. I thought about doing that actually. Actually, give me a second here. I need to pull out my trusty pen and completely flattened tree carcass here. Write that down. Someone said 109 made the game harder, but you level up faster. Well, didn't it raise the amount of life monsters had, right? So, but they added, like, didn't. I don't really know the full details of why everything happened, this and that, but it seems as though in my mind anyways that there was like kind of power creep with the items they added, right? So then they had to make the monsters stronger, but then that caused a problem since they didn't boost the base damage for the melee weapons and stuff. So the melee characters like fell behind because they didn't get the same boost that all these plus skills helped out the casters, right? Stuff like that. Could be wrong, but that's kind of my overhead understanding. So. Jealousy. Oh wait, that's my knowledge of it. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if that's exactly how it went, but yeah, they fixed the melee characters later. You don't say, Saffron. With the exception, yeah, Mosaic they fixed. What claw would you recommend for a Mosaic? Isn't it, what is it, Greater Claw and Runic is the one that everybody. Those are the ones that everybody uses, I should say. Which I assume is for the attack speed, whatever it is. I'm not a Mosaic expert, so I wouldn't necessarily take my word on it, but I think Greater Claw is kind of like the go-to. So a few uniques back in 03, yeah. Yeah, because there was no elite items at all. So there's no like bone weave armor didn't exist. Sacred feather, of course. There wasn't even class specific items, was there? But the uniques were only the lowest level items. So there's like Mage Fist, like Nagel Ring and stuff like that, like Manald SOJ. I think only those 3 actually. There was I got Hotspurs, that Bone Snap, you know, they're the ones that I found and got for my character. So there was a bunch of other stuff too, obviously, but and not even the lowest level uniques, not even all of those are in the 03 version of the game, the essentially launch day version of the game. It's only like, I don't even know if it's half of them or 3/4 of them or something or what, but they added even more later of the lowest level stuff. And there's no of the mid level stuff, like there's no Viper Magi for instance, like that. So sets were all basic too. Yeah. Well, the thing is, sets are like impossible to use in the old version of the offline single player version, at least. You could never save up a full set, or it'd be so hard because there's no stash base to save it up, and you can't transfer anything over to mules or anything. So, you know, what do you do? What do you do? Like, sets would be impossible to do. If you don't have hair, is it cold? And when it's cold in the winter, is there a big difference? I mean, my head will get cold, yeah. The thing is I don't remember what it feels like to have hair, so... I mean, I've been shaving my head for like 10 years now, so... I have like vague memory, like I have some memories, but I don't really remember that much. How it was to have hair and like, I didn't store it in my memory like, oh, how it felt when wind blew and I had hair that was like stopping it. You know, I don't remember. I wear hats all the time. I don't know. A funny question. Remember no spirit and insight on single player for like 15 years? Sorta. I mean, I used Pluggy. So if you had the Pluggy mod, you could use all the ladder stuff on offline single player, so. Don't get why they fixed that? Because they wanted to force people to play ladder? Because people are more likely to continue playing and to play for longer if they're playing with other people. I don't have the exact numbers on that, but I completely believe that to be true, like from a human psychology standpoint. So I'm pretty sure, you know, that's what it is. The longer people play, the more, you know, they get their friends into playing because they're playing together. People go buy another copy, that, you know, you make a little bit more money, you know. Mule around in TCP/IP. Well, the thing is there could have been some workaround way on that or something. But man, specifically the way I played too, I could not have done that because I actually installed my CD, and the CD it's my original CD that I got back when I was a kid, and the CD was the 1.03 patch, so I had to install it for single player only. And if you install for online, it will cause you to, when you go to log in the first time, it'll automatically download the newest patch, or it won't let you play online. I'm pretty positive anyways. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive that's how it works. Already saying, yeah, if you had an internet connection, most would never play single player. Back in the day when I was a kid, that is exactly how it was. I would only play offline when the internet was out, you know, or, you know, someone wanted to use the phone. People under 25 right now have no idea what I'm talking about, but yeah, someone wanted to make a call. I'd play single player for a little bit. Ugh. 3:17. I don't know. I wonder what my wife's doing. I don't know. I don't even know if I have to pick my daughter up from school or not. Whoa. I mean, nothing that some people would care about, but Andy Dalton got in a car accident. It sounds like he's going to be out for a while. So back to Young at quarterback. Most people are like, I don't care about football at all. But yeah, that's just kind of off guard there. Dial-up internet. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Neil, let's see if what I say is true. Which part are you talking about there that would dumb down the experience? Like automatically downloading the newest patch, or trying to get people to play online? Like a business wanting to get people to play online together. Eternal, I'm a Raiders fan. Football's dead to me. Yeah. Hey, speaking of, trade Max Crosby to the Lions already, all right? Appreciate it. Found anything good so far, Boris says. Not much, not much. A few mid-runes. Nothing, yeah, the Magic Find's not helping. Kind of a goofy thing to try out, but yeah. Tycon Dorago. Tycon Dorago, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Ooh. Appreciate you. Support the channel with a Twitch subscription. Who stands in the Lions' way this year? Hard to say. The Lions are right up there. I feel like they're they have one of the best records in the league, so. But unfortunately, our entire division is 5-1 right now. It's crazy. I don't know. We have to see how it shakes out. It's a lot of season to go, and we haven't played. We played Minnesota one time, and that's our only division game we played so far. Or no, we played Green Bay, didn't we? We beat them. I don't remember. We're 5-1. I don't remember who we lost to, but yeah. Thomas says, have we talked Chiefs 3-peat yet, or just talking about U.S. politics? No, we ain't doing that. I mean, we can chat football. The thing with sports is you can never really get that mad about sports. I mean, unless you're like, you know, you're literally stupid because you like a team that's this color and I like a team that's that color. Like, nobody's that attached to their team. Like, your players don't even stay on your team forever. People just get traded. They leave in free agency and stuff. Like, it's not even the people who play. You're not attached to it all. So I feel like you can kind of talk sports without people getting all upset. But I know like 50% of the people who watch me are from other countries, and they're like, "You're talking about American football, aren't you? That's boring." So, but I don't know. I like football, so I talk about it. I like it. I know things about it. But yeah. We lost to Tampa. What? Those guys stink. Yeah, they do. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but they lost half their team, so yeah. What type of computer do you have? I built my own. I got a 4070 Ti and some other stuff. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing. The graphics card's the cool part to talk about, anyways, right? Tampa's decent. I mean, yeah. I mean, they lost Godwin. Evans is going to be out for weeks and weeks with his re-aggravated injured hamstring again. So we'll see how it goes, though. I mean, they could do good still, I guess, but yeah. I feel like those guys are really good, and you wouldn't want to lose them. So Marty says, can't wait for the Thanksgiving Day game. Love Thanksgiving. With the Lions always playing on Thanksgiving. So sick. So sick. I don't even know what it'd be like to live in a state where your home football team wasn't on Thanksgiving. It'd be so weird. DJ, appreciate you. I don't know. It's just I'm just lucky, I guess. I don't know. Knicks stink. They're so bad. Yeah, it's unfortunate, you know. Hopefully they do better. By the way, no all caps spam, please. Not like super mad at you or nothing, but just shouting that out. Time to lose to Da Bears. We'll see. We'll see. The Bears defense is apparently mega legit, so. But I mean, Minnesota thought they had a good defense too, till the Lions hung 40 on them. So if we could just stop fumbling it, so the other team runs it in for fumble recovery touchdowns all the time, that'd be great. Then we'd just blow people out. But Tyler, Countess over LK, what's the benefit? Well, if you need keys to farm torches or anything like that, if you specifically need the Key of Terror, which I do, you can only literally get it from the Countess. There's quite literally no other way to find it. Petition the Cowboys from Turkey Day. So sick of seeing them. Yeah, they're one of the originals. Boy, and it's rough too, since Dak Prescott's like the highest paid quarterback in the league right now, and he's been doing real bad. That's a rough one right there. Endgame Paladin for Ubers. I do have a 90-something Paladin, yeah. I don't think I'm doing that this time though, but we'll see. We'll see. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. I have a kind of a goofy plan set up in my brain, but I'm not divulging it yet. So, oh, somebody asked, do I do MMA? I don't really watch MMA. I do kind of like it, but it's all on pay-per-view, and there's no way I'm getting pay-per-view. That's for sure. I'm way too cheap for that. I only have antenna, so I like NFL so much, partially because of fantasy football is so fun and awesome and cool. The different daily fantasy and regular fantasy, but plus football is just on antenna. If you want to watch NBA, hockey, you have to get some other service to watch it, right? And yeah, MMA is the same way. I guess there is occasionally like pre-fights on different channels before sometimes, and I don't know if they still even do it, but yeah, in general, yeah. I like MMA, but I don't really watch it because I'm cheap. Best elemental damage aura for Paladin. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I don't really do Oridans. There are different versions. There's the Dragadin, which uses fire, and there's the Tesladin that uses electricity, lighting. So, but they both require incredibly expensive rune words to make like end game viable, essentially. But they can be very, very great. So I don't know about budget versions of them at all, to be honest. So. Ty saying most Europeans fail to see the fun side of NFL, like American football. More strategy than soccer. Yeah, I don't. That's funny too, because like most Americans don't enjoy European football, soccer. But yeah, kind of funny. Y'all got to get into fantasy football, that's why. Then you'll like it a lot more. The games are way more exciting when some random wide receiver on a team you never cared about before scores a touchdown, and that causes you to win money. That always makes it more exciting. Fantasy football is pretty much like cheap low-level gambling, essentially. But yeah. Tyler said you split YouTube TV with people? Okay, I didn't. I'm sure they'll find some way to start blocking that, I'm sure, but you're still getting one over on them, huh? Hey, don't say that. They're gonna hear you. They're gonna find out. Marty says misses in 1.11 that you could stack up a bazillion of them, it sounded like. Stack it in. Interesting. St. Louis saying Americans don't like soccer because there isn't a million breaks to get beer and stuff. I don't know everything about soccer, but the biggest thing is that like every game is like 2-0, 3-1. It's one of the things holding back things like soccer, like hockey. I mean, people do like hockey. I know there's people in here who are hockey fans, so I'm not saying just like people are soccer fans and stuff, but we need more action, right? Not like kick it to the left. Kick it back over and roll it to the guy on the right. Kick it up to the guy in the middle. Kick it back to the guy backwards. You know, like... Yeah, a Psychonauts kind of just said, apparently it's a Simpsons skit that repeated that pretty much was the same thing I was just saying. Essentially. Yeah, it's a... I caught some major heat. We're getting controversial here. I know I said I'm talking about controversial stuff. I referred to, and think about it now. Think about it. Put your biases aside right now and put your preferences and whatnot aside. What I'm about to say is completely true. Completely true. A bunch of people are going to unsub here in a second. Soccer and hockey are the same sport. One is just for wintertime and one is for summertime. Tell me I'm wrong. They're the same thing. One's just on ice with a smaller goal. Pass, 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 move up. Oh, they got the ball. Now they pass, pass, move. Oh, it's game ends 2-1 the whole time. Reach deep into your heart and be honest. They're incredibly similar. Just incredibly. Winter soccer is called bandy? Well, I don't know. I've never heard of that one, but... Subs in hockey and they fight. Yeah, I mean, they do fight. Aren't they kind of like legislating that out a little bit, though? There's a little bump in, though, right? I mean, you can rotate people in soccer, too, right? Just not like in the middle of the game. Soccer should be played on ice. And you gotta put pads. In soccer, they need to wear more pads. And they need to... Boom. So Ratso up here. I'm gonna go to city. Found 3 shekels today. Getting some lucky stuff there. Nice. Wicked Plumber unsubbed. No! I'm just pointing out the similarities between soccer and hockey. There's a lot of similarity there. You got a goalie. You have a goal that sits there, and your goalie's in front of it. Low scoring. See what you should come back with the why do you call it football if you barely use your feet? One guy uses his foot. Just one. Shouldn't it be called hit ball? Right? Appreciate you, Snow Pro. Oh man, but yeah, look at the time here. I'm gonna have to go pick my daughter up from school after I just caused a bunch of people to unsub with the most controversial take I've ever said live on stream. But yeah. Oh, Snow Pro coming in with it right at the end, re-upping his legendary Slayership. Ooh. Appreciate you, Snow Pro. You absolute legend. But yeah, like I was saying there, I'm gonna have to go ahead and take off. So I do appreciate y'all. Yeah, don't really see nobody I know playing D2R here. I mean, here's a person. So we'll send you over on Twitch to this person. Looks like they're running LK. So best of luck to them. And wait, what just happened? Somebody sent something through here. Thank you, Natural Survival, for the tier 1 sub. You legend. So appreciate you a bunch, and we'll send you over to this person who's slamming LK here. Peace out. And also YouTube. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Mega Hoppin', thank you guys for joining me on YouTube and hitting the like button, all that good stuff. I want to thank you guys so much, and mega shout out to Wicked Plumber for the huge amount of gifted memberships, and everybody else supporting the channel too. Means a lot, you legends. But yeah, peace out. Don't forget, keep slaying.